What happens to your body when you eat cherries? Cherries are the fruit of various species of trees belonging to the genus Prunus. They are known for their sweet or tart flavor, bright red color, though there are also yellow and dark varieties, and a hard, central seed called a pit or stone. The two most common types of cherries are sweet cherries Prunus avium and tart or sour cherries Prunus cerasus. Here are some key features of sweet and tart cherries. Sweet cherries. Scientific name, Prunus avium flavor, sweet and juicy color, typically dark red, but there are also yellow and light red varieties. Uses, often eaten fresh as a snack, added to fruit salads, used in desserts, such as pies and tarts, or processed into jams and preserves. Tart or sour cherries. Scientific name, Prunus cerasus flavor, tangy and sour color, bright red. Uses, commonly used in cooking and baking due to their tartness. They are popular in pies, jams, sauces, and beverages. Tart cherry juice is also known for its potential health benefits. Cherries are not only delicious but also nutritious. They contain various vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Some studies suggest that cherries, particularly tart cherries, may have health benefits, such as reducing inflammation and improving sleep quality. The nutritional content can vary depending on the type of cherry and how it's prepared, fresh, dried, juiced, etc. Cherries are typically in season during the late spring and early summer months, and they are enjoyed around the world in a variety of culinary applications. When you eat cherries, your body undergoes various physiological processes to digest and assimilate the nutrients from the fruit. Here's a general overview of what happens. Chewing and saliva production. Chewing and saliva production are essential processes that initiate the digestion of food in the mouth. Here's a more detailed look at what happens during this initial stage of digestion. Mechanical breakdown. Chewing, also known as mastication, is the process of breaking down food into smaller, more manageable pieces. The teeth grind and crush the food, reducing it from larger chunks into smaller particles. This mechanical breakdown increases the surface area of the food, making it easier for enzymes to act upon it during later stages of digestion. Saliva production. Saliva is produced by salivary glands located in the mouth. There are three major pairs of salivary glands: parotid glands, submandibular glands, and sublingual glands. Saliva is composed of water, electrolytes, mucus, and enzymes. Enzymes in saliva. Saliva contains enzymes, with the primary one being amylase. Amylase starts the digestion of carbohydrates by breaking down complex starches into simpler sugars, such as maltose. This process begins in the mouth and continues as the food travels through the digestive system. Moistening of food. Saliva moistens the food, making it easier to form a cohesive mass, known as a bolus. The moistened food is more easily swallowed and can move through the digestive tract more smoothly. Taste perception. Saliva also plays a role in taste perception. It contains taste receptors and helps dissolve food molecules, allowing them to interact with taste buds on the tongue and contribute to the overall flavor experience. Antimicrobial action. Saliva contains antimicrobial agents that help control the growth of bacteria in the mouth. This helps maintain oral hygiene and prevent oral infections. The combined actions of chewing and saliva production contribute to the initial breakdown of food, preparing it for further digestion and absorption in the digestive tract. Once the food is sufficiently broken down in the mouth, it is swallowed and travels down the esophagus to continue the digestive process in the stomach and beyond. Swallowing is the process by which food, liquids, and saliva are transported from the mouth to the stomach through the esophagus. It involves a coordinated series of muscular actions and reflexes. Here's an overview of what happens during swallowing. Formation of bolus. After chewing and mixing with saliva, the food forms a cohesive mass called a bolus. The bolus is essential for efficient swallowing, as it allows for smooth movement through the digestive tract. Initiation of swallowing reflex. The act of swallowing is initiated voluntarily but is quickly taken over by involuntary reflexes. When the bolus is ready to be swallowed, sensory receptors in the mouth and throat, pharynx, send signals to the brainstem, triggering the swallowing reflex. Closure of airway. To prevent food or liquids from entering the airway, trachea, and lungs, the larynx, voice box, rises, and the epiglottis, a flap-like structure, covers the opening to the trachea. This diverts the bolus away from the windpipe and into the esophagus. Opening of the upper esophageal sphincter, US. The upper esophageal sphincter, US, a muscular ring at the top of the esophagus, relaxes to allow the bolus to enter the esophagus. Peristalsis. Peristalsis is a series of coordinated muscular contractions that move the bolus through the esophagus toward the stomach. The muscles contract behind the bolus, pushing it forward, while the muscles ahead of the bolus relax to allow its passage. Opening of the lower esophageal sphincter, LES. The lower esophageal sphincter, LES, located at the junction of the esophagus and stomach, opens to allow the bolus to enter the stomach. After the bolus passes through, the LES closes to prevent stomach contents from flowing back into the esophagus, reflux. Entry into the stomach. Once the bolus reaches the stomach, it encounters the acidic environment and digestive enzymes that continue the process of breaking down the food. Digestive process continues. The stomach further breaks down the food into smaller particles, and the resulting mixture, known as chyme, is gradually released into the small intestine for absorption of nutrients. Swallowing is a complex and well-coordinated process that ensures the safe and efficient passage of food from the mouth to the stomach while protecting the airway. It involves both voluntary and involuntary components, with reflexes helping to safeguard against the risk of choking or aspiration. Stomach digestion is a crucial stage in the overall process of breaking down food into smaller, absorbable components. The stomach serves as a temporary storage and mixing chamber for ingested food. Here's an overview of what happens during stomach digestion. Entry of chyme. Chyme is the semi-liquid mixture of partially digested food, stomach acid, and digestive enzymes. It is formed in the mouth during chewing and mixing with saliva, and it enters the stomach through the esophagus. Acidic environment. The stomach has a highly acidic environment due to the presence of gastric acid, hydrochloric acid. This acidity serves several purposes. It activates pepsinogen, an inactive enzyme secreted by the stomach, converting it into pepsin. Pepsin is crucial for the digestion of proteins. It helps break down connective tissues and cell walls in food, aiding in the release of nutrients. It provides an inhospitable environment for many bacteria, contributing to the body's defense against pathogens. Digestive enzymes. The stomach lining also produces other digestive enzymes, such as gastric lipase, which begins the digestion of fats. Mechanical churning. The stomach muscles contract in a rhythmic manner, causing mechanical churning of the chyme. This mixing action, known as peristalsis, helps break down the food particles further and ensures thorough mixing with digestive enzymes. Protein digestion. Pepsin, activated in the acidic environment, starts breaking down proteins into smaller peptides. This process is the beginning of protein digestion in the stomach. Gastric emptying. The stomach gradually releases small amounts of partially digested chyme into the small intestine through the pyloric sphincter. This controlled release allows the small intestine to handle the digestive process more efficiently. pH regulation. The stomach has mechanisms to regulate its pH. While the interior of the stomach is highly acidic, the lining itself is protected from the corrosive effects of gastric acid by a layer of mucus. It's important to note that not all digestion occurs in the stomach. While proteins start breaking down in the stomach, carbohydrates and fats continue their digestion in the small intestine. Once the chyme is sufficiently processed in the stomach, it moves into the small intestine, where the majority of nutrient absorption takes place. Stomach digestion sets the stage for further processing of nutrients in the digestive tract. The small intestine is a critical organ for nutrient absorption and plays a central role in the digestive process. Here's an overview of what happens during absorption in the small intestine. Chyme entry. Chyme, the partially digested mixture of food and digestive juices from the stomach, enters the small intestine through the pyloric sphincter. Intestinal enzymes and bile. The pancreas secretes digestive enzymes into the small intestine. These enzymes, including proteases, lipases, and amylases, further break down proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, respectively. Bile, produced by the liver and stored in the gallbladder, is released into the small intestine to emulsify fats. This process increases the surface area of fats, making it easier for digestive enzymes to act on them. Absorption villi and microvilli. The inner lining of the small intestine is characterized by finger-like projections called villi, and each villus is covered in even smaller projections called microvilli. These structures significantly increase the surface area available for absorption. Nutrient absorption. Absorption primarily occurs in the upper part of the small intestine, called the duodenum, and continues through the jejunum and ileum. Nutrients are absorbed into the bloodstream or lymphatic system through the epithelial cells lining the villi. Carbohydrate absorption. Simple sugars, monosaccharides, like glucose and fructose, are absorbed directly into the bloodstream. Protein absorption. Amino acids, the building blocks of proteins, are absorbed into the bloodstream. Fat absorption. Fatty acids and monoglycerides are absorbed into the lymphatic system initially and later enter the bloodstream. Transport to the liver. Absorbed nutrients are transported via the bloodstream to the liver through the hepatic portal vein. The liver plays a central role in further processing and regulating nutrient distribution. Water and electrolyte absorption. The small intestine also absorbs water and electrolytes, ensuring that the body maintains proper fluid balance. Remaining material to the large intestine. Any indigestible and unabsorbed material, as well as water and electrolytes, move from the small intestine to the large intestine colon. In the colon, water is further absorbed, and the remaining material is formed into feces for eventual elimination. The efficiency of nutrient absorption in the small intestine is crucial for providing the body with the energy and essential components it needs for various physiological functions. The intricate structure of the small intestine, with its villi and microvilli, reflects the body's adaptation for maximizing nutrient absorption. After the absorption of nutrients in the small intestine, these substances are transported throughout the body to various cells and tissues to support essential physiological functions. The transport of nutrients occurs through the bloodstream, and each type of nutrient follows a specific pathway. Here's an overview. Carbohydrates. Simple sugars, monosaccharides, such as glucose and fructose, are absorbed into the bloodstream through the epithelial cells lining the small intestine. These sugars are transported via the hepatic portal vein to the liver, where glucose is regulated. The liver can store excess glucose as glycogen or release it into the bloodstream as needed. Once in the bloodstream, glucose is transported to cells throughout the body, providing a primary source of energy. Proteins. Amino acids, the building blocks of proteins, are absorbed into the bloodstream through the small intestine's epithelial cells. Amino acids are transported via the hepatic portal vein to the liver for processing and distribution. The liver releases amino acids into the bloodstream, where they are carried to various tissues for protein synthesis, cellular repair, and other functions. Fats. Fatty acids and monoglycerides, the products of fat digestion, are absorbed into the lymphatic system initially and later enter the bloodstream. Lipoproteins, which are complexes of lipids and proteins, transport fats through the bloodstream. Chylomicrons, a type of lipoprotein, transport dietary fats to adipose, fat, tissue, and muscles for storage or energy utilization. Vitamins and minerals. Water-soluble vitamins, e.g., vitamin C and B vitamins, and minerals are absorbed directly into the bloodstream through the small intestine. Fat-soluble vitamins, e.g., vitamins A, D, E, and K, are absorbed with dietary fats and transported in chylomicrons. Once in the bloodstream, vitamins and minerals are circulated to various tissues and organs for metabolic processes, growth, and maintenance of health. Water and electrolytes. Water and electrolytes, absorbed in the small intestine, are crucial for maintaining fluid balance in the body. They are transported through the bloodstream and distributed to cells, tissues, and organs, contributing to proper hydration and electrolyte balance. Transport to cells. Nutrients are transported to cells and tissues throughout the body, where they are used for energy production, growth, repair, and maintenance of various physiological processes. The circulatory system, specifically the blood vessels, plays a central role in transporting nutrients to where they are needed. The hepatic portal vein ensures that nutrients from the digestive system are first directed to the liver for processing before entering the general circulation. This orchestrated transport of nutrients is essential for sustaining life and maintaining optimal health. Energy production. Sugars from the cherries, such as glucose, are used by cells for energy production through processes like glycolysis and cellular respiration. Waste elimination. The indigestible parts of the cherries, such as fiber, move into the large intestine, colon. Water is absorbed, and the remaining material forms stool, which is eventually eliminated from the body through the rectum and anus. Health benefits. Cherries are rich in antioxidants, vitamins, such as vitamin C, and minerals. These components contribute to overall health and may have potential benefits, such as reducing inflammation and providing immune support. It's worth noting that individual responses to food can vary, and some people may experience allergies or digestive issues with certain fruits. Additionally, the specific nutrient content of cherries can vary depending on the variety of cherry and how it's prepared, fresh, dried, juiced, etc.